I have a message for the globalist. I have a message for the crony capitalist who are openly trying to establish a planetary dictatorship run by a handful of crony capitalist corporations that are seeking to establish unelected planetary rule, and through that rule affect modern eugenics and austerity upon the population of the planet. You do not have the right to dictate these activities against humanity. And your greatest sin, working for over 100 years for the British Empire and U.S. corporate combines, is the social distortion and the dumbing down of the public that you revel in, that you brag about in your own white papers and publications. Your greatest strength was that your plan was so bold, so massive, and so evil. Your greatest weakness was for the exact same reason. You were counting on using corporate-controlled media to deny the establishment of the TPP, the IMF, the World Bank, NAFTA, GATT, and other systems that were going to transfer power and productivity out of the West into third world hellholes you controlled. You really believed you could establish planetary regimes and that the information wouldn't come out. David Rockefeller, famously speaking at Bilderberg in Evian, France, told members of Bilderberg, back when it still had power and was important as a shadow government system, that we want to thank the New York Times, the Washington Post, and others for keeping this secret, because without them, we couldn't have done this. And then you arrogantly seized upon innovations and technologies that the great American and British minds developed, the internet, in the 60s and 70s, and believed it would be a worldwide web of surveillance and control. And yes, it gave you great powers of predicting mass movements and great powers of surveillance, but it also allowed the people to communicate freely. And thank God you were so arrogant, because over the decades, as InfoWars and Drudge and other organizations grew, you were so arrogant, you believed you'd always have superiority through your dinosaur legacy media like NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, and others. Now, no one trusts you. You have the mark of failure upon your head, and everyone is running away from anything and everything you push. How foolish of you to not study history. How foolish of you to count on technology to overpower the human drive of innovation and success. How foolish of you to believe you could use the power and the might and the strength and the ingenuity of our great republic to empower your anti-American world government. When our republic was born out of struggle and true innovation and true competition, and your system was born out of robber barons' silver spoons and attempts to establish planetary monopolies, something that royalty and other oligarchs have always dreamed of and always failed. Your attempts to kill innovation sows the very seeds of what you're now seeing happening. Just look at the facts for yourself. All 5 of the special elections run against Trump candidates have failed, despite the media putting in every dirty trick they had and the Democrats spending record amounts of money. Internationally, sovereignty movements, nationalist movements are exploding. The public is becoming aware of the technocracy, the illegal spying, the GMO, all of it. Humanity's survival instinct that you fought so hard to suppress is triggering again and coming back to life. And to watch this fiery phoenix rise from the ashes is something awesome to behold. If you continue your prosecution against humanity, if you continue to try to murder our Caesar, that is the American Republic, a Mark Antony will rise from that crisis that will make you beg for death. Just because you're a bunch of inbred elites doesn't mean you can't hear reason and you can't back off. I know in your fallen state, you're enraged by decent, hardworking people, and you want to see everyone below you groveling and begging for crumbs like slaves in North Korea. But we're not North Korea, and your plan is already failing on every level. So I'm not here today to demoralize you. I know you're a cornered rat and intend to fight on to the end, and we may end up having a nuclear war, a bio war, destroying the planet. I'm asking you to actually be selfish for your own personal lives and back off. You're starting wars in America and other nations with armed, focused, committed, good people. And even though we outnumber you 100-1, we individually, culturally, and spiritually, and physically outnumber you 50-1. If it is a physical war you want, and that you dream of, and that you bloodthirstily salivate over, you're going to get it. But it's my responsibility as a good, God-fearing person to warn you that this way is death. The path you're advancing on is assured destruction. Your defeat will be humiliating and will be intense. And if you do not sue for peace, I can assure you, you and all of those that serve you will be destroyed. You can go into absentia. You can back off and even retain your money and power. But you must stop the conflict. You must truly go into a ceasefire and back down. If you don't, just as the sun came up this morning and will set this evening, you and your entire folk will be destroyed. I'm Alex Jones, and this is a warning from humanity, a warning from the ghost of the founding of our republic to you and your kindred spirits. If any of you have any soul left, you know it's now time to turn back. You are sowing the wind and are about to reap the whirlwind. Accept prosperity. Accept humanity's destiny. Believe in humanity. See the beauty in nature and in God and in yourself. And stop worshiping at the dark altar of Lucifer, and you will truly be enlightened.